Alrighty. That should do it. Yes, maybe. Yes. Yes. Well, hello, and welcome back to more Mecha Mondays. I am, as ever, your enduring host pilot, Fragath, and today, got a bunch to cover, not all that much time to do it. Yes, there we go, it is picking it up. I just hadn't switched over. Okay. So, we have begun the very end of this particular title. Axis Zeon. And we are doing the Char's counterattack era, which means that we have Gyaradogas, the Sazabi, and the Yagdogas. I don't know that we ever get the Zaku 3s, even though they are clearly something you fight against in the Federation side of this particular conflict. I don't remember if they actually give any to you. If they do, that'll be great, because that's something I can give my ally. For now, we don't have any. We just have these Dogas. They've got beam machine guns, they've got grenade launchers, they've got Sturmfaust, they've got more grenades, they've got a beam sword axe, and they've got a shield. Pretty durable shield at that. They've got pretty high stat caps and fairly decent stats from the get-go. I'm going to boost our given defenses, defensive stats first, and then we'll work on our weapons. They're not bad, they're mostly just big stat sticks. We wind up getting the bluish-purple one, the Resin Schneider custom. At some point, we may have to S-rank in order to get that. We also get the Dogas, the Yagd Dogas, that is. But mostly, we're going to be in these for a good long while. Oh. Bunch of GM3s up in her. Oh. Got a lot of ammo. Managed to juke most of that. Now we have to keep this from getting blown up. So half my control is being done using the mini-map and half of it to know where I'm going, and then the rest is muscle memory. And then most of all the movement is done via the D-pad. I don't think I've mentioned that, so that's why some of my movements look rather imprecise compared to what you'd expect. GM3s are nothing. As I recall, GM3s are statistically the first real upgrade since the 1 Year War. GM2s have slightly better internal stats, but they're basically no better than actual GM2s. GM3s are a significant upgrade. Gigans are a further upgrade, and Gigans wind up being relevant all the way until like their mainstays until F91, maybe later. Okay, so now we have this crazy guy. I don't even know what he's saying. But he's in this totally not a Zeta, and we don't like that. Oh no. I'm going to tell my ally to please beat that up. So I'm going to shoot him too. I'm going to do it again. I think he's escaping. Oh yeah, he escaped. That's okay. I'll leave that for now. I'll go back when I've got more stats to work with. Oops, nope. Read when I get either Gyune or Quessa's Yagdoga. that is when we will be going back to that one, because we will be capable of going back to that and actually putting in work. Yeah, as you can see, taking up a lot of points just to get my defensive stats up, but once I have it there, I'll be somewhat harder to kill, and that's good. A bunch of missions in this one, mostly because they're taking an entire, 100-minute movie, and then just managing to divvy it up into, or is it a 75-minute movie? It's not very long. I divided up into like 10 plus missions. It's pretty great. I admire their perspicacity. There's also some like side content that gets sort of added in there. Oh, ow. I'm hitting his shield. I don't know what a Hyzak is doing here. Slam a super into this thing against all better judgment. That should take care of it. I still don't remember that pilot's name right now. So one of the advantages of having these fancy schmancy beam machine guns is we can actually keep shooting a lot longer, more consistently, and therefore hopefully getting more staggers in. Wow, that hurt. So I took a bunch of damage there, which is going to count against me. That's okay. Again, once we have something with funnels, we'll go back and redo these, because with funnels we'll be able to get work done. And we got the resin model, which is good. In fact, we might be able to go back and do it then. As you can see, she has better base stats on hers, which we now get to use. I don't remember if it uses a melee attack, though. If it does, it's going to be kind of a deal breaker, because those are tricky. What I'm tempted to do, it's 45. I think that's comparable to the regular, isn't it? That's slightly better. As you can see, it's a decent upgrade. Base stats are pretty much the same, but I'm gonna beef up the damage a bit. See if that makes it a little easier to get work done. Quest goes to war. Now we have to blow up these vicious meteors, which are clearly against Spacenoid Ideals. Oh, I forgot the Hobby Hyzak was in here. Goodbye, Gune. It's been real. We do have dummy balloons, which are going to save our bacon a couple times. There it is. I knew there was missing meteors somewhere. There's a bunch of them around, and you do want to clear them all. Oh, without running into them, preferably. There's my... Okay, good. We're gonna go this way. I'm boosting forward. It looks like I'm boosting up, but I am boosting forward. That should do it. Oh my goodness. Turn around. There we go. Yeah, it is a melee combo, unfortunately. Which is going to be real tricky to get it to connect against stuff like the new, which will just kind of laugh and boost away. Biggest difficulty you run into here is that it is timed fairly harshly. You have 5 minutes to do a lot. You do really want to hit them all. You'll notice I'm not doing any charged attacks for the most part. That's because I have a machine gun, and machine gun charged attacks are tricky. So now we have a Yagdadoga, which I'm going to get right up into the face of and hopefully hit a lot. I'm not going to hit her at all, but I did hit some of her other stuff. Oh, cool. So that went fairly well. It could have gone better. So I'm expecting an A. Yeah, and I don't think it's going to give me anything for it either. Nope, nothing. I think that one, if you get an S rank, gives you the Hobby Hyzak, but I'm not positive. Okay, so I beefed up that. I'm going to beef up the accuracy. Yes, good. I'll probably beef up its max ammo count. I do need to improve, though, the accuracy or reach on my axe, so let me do that instead. Because if I'm going to commit and do supers with this thing, I'm going to have to be able to actually hit them. And this is all leaving me relatively defenseless as well, which is highly problematic. Because things hit hard in this era, as we've kind of already seen, or haven't already seen yet, but we saw in the Axis Zeon, or Neo Zeon rather, time period. These are definitely putting in work though. Speed machine gun. There's still a Nemo alive. Okay. I must not have tapped the right direction on my, I'm gonna go after this clop again. This other clop, I should say. There we go. I'm gonna go after, I'm gonna tell my ally to kill that one. Gee, it's awfully close. And I think he just dropped a dummy right on my head. Fortunately, the dummies do work. They do what they are intended to do, which is distract, inveigle, and obscure. The Rurura, which is our spaceship that we don't want getting damaged. We want to get him off that real quick. So he and his friend there. There we go. I'm not hurting him or hitting him at this point, I don't think. Oh, I did. Cool. You'll notice we have a bunch of these grenades. Alright. Rulula took a lot of hits, so that's going to be maybe a B. I'll take an S, thank you. Happily and with pleasure. We are going to be stuck in these units for quite some time, though. Our great a container mission. We gotta get in there, kill whatever's in there, which are probably Neo Zeon separatists, probably filthy Glemmy supporters. You know them, right? Yeah, they are their own special kind of individual. I'm gonna beef up the accuracy on my beam machine gun, because it's a machine gun that shoots beams. Duh. Now that I have the accuracy more or less topped off on my, or it's not strictly speaking accuracy, it's like tracking. It involves how quickly you move, how broad the movement is of the weapon. It hits more often. Calling it accuracy is slightly disingenuous. Love the model designs. Let's see. So we've got to go to these various rooms. Abuse and bully the people in them and take the crates that they are trying to abscond with. So we got one. We've got to go all the way. Because there's gravity, this isn't as easy. Okay. That's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go... Stop. Reading the mini-map in the lower left. To this guy right here. There we go. I'm gonna drop this thing off. Before shooting at that guy. Ow. That is a hammer. I want that gone. I want that gone now. Scissors are dangerous, because they can unload a lot of damage if you're not paying attention. Okay, I'm gonna go pick up this crate here. This crate. I've taken some hits, which isn't great. Okay, last target is in that hallway, I think. I thought there was one in this room, though. Ow. There we go. I was blocked by my ally, which is frustrating. Okay, that could have gone worse. Could have gone better. Need to avoid damage and do it quicker, which will happen once we have faster units. Worst comes to worst, we'll do it with the Sazabi, whatever. Not a big deal. Okay, so those projectiles, and you'll see it, those projectiles are gonna curve pretty aggressively. I'm gonna beef up my beam resistance a bit, because most of what I'm fighting is beamy. Lots of beams. I do, though, in order to tackle like the last couple missions, I am going to need one of the Yagad Dogas. Don't care which one. Quest might be preferred, because it's got a big cool Gatling gun, and those are neat, but we are going to have one. Oh, yeah. Just... wow. That was embarrassing. This is already a mission off to a bad start. I'll show off what charged attacks with machine guns look like. So I swap targets a lot, which can be really frustrating. You do a little more damage, and against single targets it's fine, but you just kind of sit there. So it's extremely unhealthy. So, as ever, I want to be in the air often. Nice, trapped him against the wall. It worked. Okay, as per tradition, we're going for B route first. Okay, that cannot get damaged too badly. There are multiple of them. The ships. Oh, he did not shoot there. Okay. That's strange. Not quite what I wanted to do, but we did it anyway. Please target them. Oh, you know what? What's this damn thing? So... oh, that's not hitting them. Okay. And there's a Rigazy up in my business there. So we're gonna blow that up. I'm just gonna blind fire until I run out of ammo, then I'll worry about targeting things properly. So, as you can see, things not exactly going smoothly. Gonna blow that up. I can't use them anyway. Okay. More defense target shenanigans. These guys are durable too. Okay. There you are. Okay, so I took a ton of damage, so I'm going to be graded very poorly on that. That's, yeah, a B, which is a travesty. Okay, but I got a Doga, so we're good. Or a Jagged Doga, I should say. So that is what we're switching into. Unfortunately, only we can switch into it because we are the only new type here. Actually, on that note, I'm going to readjust a few things. The dummy balloons do damage, but they don't hit very hard. Or they don't move very quickly. They hit pretty hard. They don't move quickly. I'm going to leave that on there. I'm going to beef up those, which should be fine. Should be fine. For my bit, I'm going to invest in... Oh gosh, that's a toughie. Probably funnels as per usual. Make them count. Not a mountain of funnels, max ammo cap of 6, or current ammo cap of 6, it'll go up to 8. But it's better to have them beefed up than not have them at all. Better to have them, yeah, always. Funnels are great. Very useful. Okay, so now we're going to go A route. Oh, I did not remember that it was a triple shot. That's interesting. That could actually be very useful. Ah, that's beautiful. I am probably going to slap stats into that. Oh, you would, wouldn't you? We're also rather more agile, and you can see visually we're something closer to a Sazabi type design, bigger bell-bottom pants, so to speak. We also have this thing, which will only hit if I do charged attacks and beef up its accuracy something fierce. But it's not bad. Okay, A route. I didn't realize that the B route gave Gune. I don't know what A route gives then. I don't think it gives the Sazabi. I'm pretty confident you don't get the Sazabi until, like, really late, if not post. Blow that up to get it out of my way. take these out so that they are less of an issue. And I mostly have my funnels center around me so that they are up and available as an option a little earlier. Let's go after these Rigazis. No, not what I wanted to do. And as you can see, Funnel Super, it's kind of good at what it does. Oh no, you don't there, lad. That's not gonna work. Okay. Any more? Or is that it? I'm gonna tell my funnels to go over to that thing. I wish there was an indicator on your screen that showed where they were. Instead, you have to pay attention to the little glowing lights of their thrusters. I'm gonna wait until 7:30. Yeah, okay, we're good. Okay, moving along. Now for the hard part, where we actually have to kill all these things. We do not have much radar to do it with. I'm gonna blind fire, in fact, just to be on the safe side, so that I make sure that I'm targeting them. So the little red dots are the nukes. Don't want to be too close to those. I think this Asabi just wound up taking a nuke to the face. I might be wrong. Oh. I don't see any there. Might have to beef up my radar range. It went okay. We can do better. So we just get the pilot that way. Who I may, if I absolutely have to, switch to. Okay, so I am actually going to go back and try redoing some of these. Beef up my funnels. It does not quite get there, so I'm going to do, I believe, either accuracy or projectile speed are good for this one. It's got a bunch of accuracy already, which is why some of the beams actually hit. With this one, though, I do need more accuracy. What does the damage go up by per point? Like 5-ish. It's not bad. Yeah, and you need multiples of 3 because it's a 3-shot burst. I'll probably go, yeah, stick with some accuracy on there. Because the really meaty parts of the funnels are down, the accuracy and the damage and the projectile flight time. Alright, what can I do here? Beef that up. From here, upgrades will be going into the beam machine gun and others. So that's the survival stats that are taken care of there. Taking existing character pilots allows you to improve their stats. You can also, I believe, improve their ranks, but I'm not positive. So the rank with the rank effects for these guys is their max stat cap. So your character, I think, can already hit 99 if it really wants to on its stats, but some of these guys can't. The further along they are on the timeline, the better their stats wind up being. So the practical advantage to using an alternate pilot, which I haven't done because I haven't really seen fit, is that if it's a new type, you can equip them with new type stuff, i.e. this guy. Which I think I'm going to do because it's going to make my life a lot easier. Which isn't to say that my Toras character here is bad. He's not. He's got very high stats, in fact. Thank you very much. But at the same time, he is also an old type, and new types right now are a bit more valuable. And I want to be getting as much experience from my Yagadoga as I can. It's sort of important. So we're going to take these from the top and blitz through them again with a better machine. A much better machine. No, there is no Angelo Sauper, whatever his name was, from Unicorn. We have no Unicorn representation. This is from before Unicorn was a thing. Thank God. I have strong opinions vis-a-vis Unicorn. Very strong opinions. Some of them are popular opinions, some of them are not. Oh, because they were hitting the building. Got it. Got it, got it, got it. No big deal. So we're going to do a lot of that. And when this thing pops up, I'm going to tell my ally to make it not live. And that should do that. There we go. Easy, should be an S. If I'd done it a little faster, it might have been a double S, but I was sluggish. As you can see, got nothing for it either, other than the additional points. So the physical on this can kind of be discounted because the projectile is so slow. Little grenade that comes out at the end. Fortunately, it does only consume the 3 shots. Unfortunately, you could say. It consumes the 3 shots. I'm going to beef that up to the 8. I'm going to put... it doesn't quite max out. I'll try fiddling with this thing and see how much... Oh, it only goes up by 1 point per, but then again, it's shooting out like a spread of the better part of 10 projectiles at a time. Having high accuracy is extremely useful, so I'm going to do that as a spread, because they can converge. The middle projectiles already are, so I'm going to try doing that. And since they turn into the line-type beams, long beams, instead of the little beam shots, they're with the charged attack, it's even better. Yeah, you can see a couple of them converge pretty closely on target there, which is good. Normally these are not very good, but you can see them converging pretty aggressively, and that is very good. What I want to be doing, though, is one-shotting them, which I am not exactly succeeding in. Unfortunately, I do have to go stationary in order to shoot that, which is not ideal. Okay. Get a free target. And that took care of that. I did take some hits in the process, so I don't expect an S. I can redo that one more time, and this time be a bit more careful. There we go, faster projectiles. Beefing up damage will be important, but for now I can live with that. Do that one more time. If we get quests, I'll probably swap into that. Although this is probably the better machine in some regards. I think she has better funnels. Which obviously is important. Didn't realize they had quite that many missiles. I knew they had missiles on their little arm binder shield things. Didn't know they had that many. I do want to be a bit more cautious. Okay, that should be fine. And free targeting again. And that should do it other than time cost. Yeah, there we go. S rank. Didn't get hit. Very good. Actually, what I think I'm going to do, which is targeting. I think that's turn speed. I think that might be targeting, unless that's turn speed. I can't remember. I seem to think it was this one down here, but the resource I'm looking at, which admittedly has been wrong before, is claiming that it is a different stat. So let me just double check that real quick. It's saying radar range is the one right after thruster. Frigate. We'll see if we can target people from way far away on some of these long, large maps. If it doesn't seem like we're doing that very often, then so be it. Oh yeah, let's see. As you can see, stats are improving here. The bright green is the experience, quote unquote, they've gained towards upgrading that stat. The teal, I guess you'd call it teal, or close to a cyan, teal or cyan, is the actual stat itself. As you can see on me, I've got a 99 in SP. I have a 99 in whatever that third to last stat is. What are you? What are you? Pilot stats. Pilot stats. Third to last is reaction, which is done by dodging shots, as I recall. I couldn't tell you what the passive effect is. I can't remember what they are for the pilots, the pilot passive skills and active skills. I know what my active skill is. My active skill in this one is that I get, when I get down to really low health, I get 200% SP, i.e. it fills both gauges. So if you can time it out properly, that can be really good. If you've just like shot your wad twice for SP attacks and then you take enough damage that you need to cast those again. That's great because you just get 4 SP attacks in one go. But if you're letting that happen, perhaps you have other problems. So I'm going to tell my funnels to go over to these. Yeah, I feel like the targeting stat may be the correct one. Tell my funnels to go forth and shoot that and that. Definitely want to take out the Hobby Hyzak. That's Quest. We don't like him even though we are using him. Gunai rather, not Quest. Hello. Okay, where's my Mega Particle Cannon? There we go. Lots of convergence, which is very nice. When I say convergence, I just mean the lines converge. That's good. It means they tend to all hit, although due to the way damage proration in this works, you're not doing quite the damage you think you're doing. Basically, when you take enough hits, the more hits you chain together, the lower the damage gets, until you get knocked down, basically. Oh, because he was on a flying thing, that's why. What are my funnels doing? Shoot him? Oh, they were trying to catch up with me. Oh, he's invincible. That's not good. So that's gonna shoot my high rank right in the junk. Unfortunately. Let's try that one more once. I think this is the mission to get the Hobby Hyzak from, and it's a joke unit. I'll freely admit it's a joke unit, but it's also adorable because it has nothing. They'd actually maintain that tradition in Gundam Seed Battle Destiny, where they make the ZAKU, or whatever it was, in from Seed Destiny, that what's-her-face, the pop idol singer, piloted, which does, like, has no actual weapons. They make that a playable unit. And you can beef its stats right on up. In fact, I have, because I'm a strange little creature. Not that little, but strange. And it is very much a thing. So they like including the occasional joke unit, because why not? You have some similar, basically, joke units in the Macross titles they did. You could argue that Zentradi troopers are joke units, but the game is very serious and earnest in what it tells you, which is you want to play the enemy campaigns, you're going to have to use this for a couple missions, and it is hellish. It's pretty bad. Because they are the weakest thing in the game ever, you can imagine. They're terrible. They have no stats, and they force you, which might be the worst part, they force you to use a new pilot, which is just like generic Zentradi number 577, and he has 0 stats in anything, so you have to spend quite some time grinding him up to make him up to par with your other characters. I love the Macross games. I'll probably do a stream of doing the Macross Ultimate Frontier, because I like that one the most. If I could play Macross 30, I would probably do that, but I can't. I don't have the technology to stream PS3 stuff at the moment. Sadly. I'm going to beef up the reload time on my funnels just to have them. I don't know, I want... I'll go with projectile speed for now. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. I can make this work. Making your funnels good, though, has to be a high priority, because funnels are too valuable to waste. There's such a huge advantage over everything that doesn't have funnels, because it's like, oh, I can attack you from literally any distance or range if I want. One of the advantages as well is due to the way funnels work. So it's a cloud of funnels hovering around you. Each of them has their own individual targeting hitbox. So enemies can shoot at you or accidentally target your funnels, or deliberately target your funnels, it seems to me. I'm missing some of the meteors. They are down this way. Here we go. Ah, I was using the wrong kind of targeting. So if you've got a cloud of funnels around you, as you do, Oh, where's that hobby Hyzak? Get over here. No, you don't. You're done. I don't want to be right at the center, I don't think, because I believe that's where the Yagadogas spawn. Oh, that was interesting. By moving and retargeting. Okay, so back to what I was saying about the fine art of targeting with funnels. So you've basically got a bunch of funnels floating around you in a cloud, and when you shoot, it chooses 3 of them, or more, depending on what funnel using unit you're using. Typically, it's going to use the ones that are actually in formation and aimed at the target. So if you are boosting around really aggressively after you deploy them, they won't know what to do. However, if you wait just long enough for a couple of them to get into formation, and when they don't know what to do, that manifests as oh boy. I don't want to get hit by that. Please shoot him. And that manifests as them shooting in weird off-angle directions because they fire the direction the little beam nozzle on the funnel is pointed. They're actually accurately programmed. However, if you have just a couple of them that are following you properly, you can start firing with them accurately much, much sooner. And it's all kind of the fine art of knowing when that is, and I get it wrong all the time, but it is, oh shoot, this mission again. This mission is not lovely. I don't have anything that can shoot through walls other than funnels, which will do that job, I tell you. I can tell you that much for free. Funnels do work. Funnels are great. I know I've said this before, but I mean it. I'm going to actually remove from that and put into mobility, because that's going to help me later. Normally you don't need a lot of targeting speed, or targeting range, but or radar range, but it does help with some of these wide open maps that it's giving me. So we're going to do this. So the main thing to do here is quick. Do it quick. It's easy to avoid enemy fire because they're behind walls. That's not what I want to do. Actually, which one do I want to go for? Is that going to be the one that takes longest to get? And that, I think, is the one that I didn't get before, and that may have counted against me, so I'm going to go for that. As you can see, we move reasonably quickly. Once we deposit this, they're going to throw enemies at me in spades. I think we lost one. Sending my funnels to do their dirty business. There we go. Just being a little extra cautious. I am seeing both of them over there, so that's good. I'm gonna send my funnels out. They will fly through walls. They have no qualms about that. That's what I admire about them. Funnels, they don't care about anybody. Okay, we're gonna go for this one over here. May throw enemies at me right now. I do want to do it before the 3-minute counter's up, but I don't think I can. Certainly before the 2-minute 30. That should be doable. Very good. Not what I wanted to do. There we go. So these missions are always kind of brutal because you are often under the clock. There we go. That went pretty well. And it did. So it did. Yeah, one of them got destroyed before. There's the hobby high, Zach. Let me... So it only has, I think, a melee combo. I'm not going to use it on this mission. I might do it on another one. So the hobby high, Zach, for what anyone's wondering, appears in like all of A scene in a hangar, I think, that Gune is in. And it's just like it's a thing he's been working on. So the hobby high, Zach, is like done up in Gundam colors for reasons. And its primary weapon is dummy balloons. It is a goo gun, it has melee, all of its stats are trash. And it has a shield, so it's terrible. It's a joke, but it's a good joke. It's a funny joke. We laugh at it, haha. At it, not the joke. The joke's not funny. Okay, so for this one, I'll retain the movement speed. It's useful. I'm gonna... There we go. Just perfect. That's what I wanted. So now my Mega Particle Cannon mounted on my shield has a bunch of damage it can do. Okay. One of the best of its type, I might add, of weapons that have a spread fire. The Gamalx, as ever, because it's the Gamalk, is better because it's much more focused to start, and it's very straight. It doesn't try to spread outwards. The Sazabi's beam rifle shotgun thing is probably better as well. The Doven Wolf maybe is good too, but it's the Doven Wolf. It can't help it. It's just like the best unit Neo Zeon has. Other than the Gamalk, which is definitely it. Oh. Gune just saved my life. Okay, so we're gonna go for B route first, because that's the one that I got a B rank on. It's not gonna give me anything other than satisfaction. I should really be saving these for later. But I also don't know if this won't give me, actually, free targeting. Ideally, I want to preserve these Mosakas, because they are defense objectives, and the game loves giving you fragile defense objectives that you aren't expected to save, but if you can, it is immensely rewarding. Unfortunately, it does not look like that is going to happen. Oh dear. I'm gonna take out the Rock Island as quick as I can. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. So as you can see, my funnels had difficulty getting in position because I was attacking too soon. That is me. I'm probably going to divert divert stats over to my beam rifle. That triple shot's pretty valuable. Now, if anyone survived, they didn't. Very good. Ah, and we got our S rank. That's perfect. So that'll be something like 3,000 points, which will help me get stats in here. And on that note, I do want my beam stat, I think, higher than my physical stat. Physical weapons are kind of dodgy. Or physical munitions we're not going to see as much of, I should say, is my point. Just not going to see a lot of them here. They are around. Lots of stuff has like missiles or Sturmfasts or whatever, but most of what we need to worry about is beams. Why? Because beams are standard now. And fin funnels. Fin funnels have beams. Those are scary. I'm worried about that. I'm worrying about that in advance because that is just, it's going to be terrifying. The new Gundam is, quite frankly, just, it's not just for show. Okay, this is going smoothly at the moment. But once the funnels are in position, they basically stay there. The time they have the most difficulty is in tracking when you set them to track a target. The rest of the time they're pretty good. Like when you want them hovering around you, they're pretty good about staying there. You can move quite quickly though, and you can outpace them at certain points. Okay, so we have to defend the Sazabi. I'm going to tell my funnels to go outward towards the enemy. Oh, they are too far away. Radar range maxed out would have been real nice there. Okay, go for the ships. Whoops. Ah, I wasn't as on target as I would have liked, but it wasn't that bad. Okay. We do want to go ahead and get these Rigazis out of the way. There we go. I'm gonna tell my ally to make that end. That is a dummy. Okay, we should be okay now. Alright, and now I think is the nuke defense portion, which should be even easier now. I have a mountain of stats and everything. I say amount. I have a fair number of stats in a fair number of things. To start off with, we're just gonna blind fire. I'm gonna do that again. That's going after all the targets sequentially. Wow, that did not blow that missile up. Thank goodness we have funnels, though, to actually track those targets. I'm going to tell my ally there to take care of that. And there's another couple of waves of enemies, I think, and that's about it, because we took care of the waves of missiles, which were not very tricky to deal with. You tell him. So for future further reference, to make funnels to go around enemies, you basically hold a direction when you deploy them. So if I hold direction and then tab, mine are deployed around me. Right now, they will go and surround the enemy, usually to a direction that you indicate. Perfect, I don't have to do that again. And I'm basically not going to stress getting S ranks until I get the Sazabi. I do want the Alpha Azieru, but I can wait. I am patient. I think that might be post-game anyway, or post-run anyway, so I'm not that crazy there. I don't actually need reload time on that. I do. There we go. Okay. Yes. Probably then put points into this thing. Yeah. That'll make it converge rather handily. My beam rifle and funnels will be doing most of the work, but them's the breaks. I'm going to get a quick drink of water while the loading screen engages. So that whoop 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 is the funnel noise. Funnels are deploying noise, and it is very exciting and terrifying to hear, depending on what situation you're in. These are Zaku 3s. We're shooting them because they're probably filthy Glemmy separatists. We can't have that. And remember, our illustrious leader, whose name confused and a complete nutter most of the time, he never betrayed anyone in his entire life. Never forget that. Here we go. Dovin Wolf is toast. I like the way that rocket curved. That was delicious to watch. That makes me happy. So yeah, it's basically like a four-shot combo there. You're getting one shot for free. Okay. I'm gonna target an enemy, tell my ally to get on that. I'm gonna free target, which should take care of everything else, and we are good. That was nice and easy. Free S rank. Straightforward stuff. Ah, there we go. Why we get the Sazabi before the Quest Yagadoga, I can only guess at. I don't care. We've got the Sazabi now. The world is our oyster, and we are just the lobster to open it up. I don't even care what the actual mission requirements are. I don't. Why not make our missiles mo gooder? We're not going to use those. We're going to be using this puppy. We're going to continue to use this puppy because it's really good. I'm going to ignore that. We're going to very much not ignore these. Note that you can only get one additional funnel there, which is disappointing. But it's fine. I think Quest's funnels are even better than Gune's. But they are stronger funnels, 263 base versus 254. They're better. They may shoot more as well. I'm not positive on that. But it's got a beam shotgun, which is pretty good. It's got a mega particle cannon, which is pretty great. It's got missiles. It's got, from its shield, it's got funnels. It's got a strong beam saber, and it's got a shield that is durable. So we are happy to have him here. I wish we got the Nightingale in this game. Otherwise I'd use that. But we don't. You can get the Hainu, and I will probably pursue that if we can clear this stuff pretty quickly. So a beam shotgun, it shoots out a nice long beam there, shoots out a bunch of beams around it, and then when you do a charge attack, it turns it all into a big converging mass of, oh, I love it. And it does pretty good damage. And they can, when you get the accuracy ramped way up, the little sub-shots converge a lot more. We've got a Mega Particle Cannon, which I believe is out of our belly boot. It's not killing him because I think it's hitting his shield. And it's only shooting 2 out at once. That's really pathetic. So its funnels aren't very good, obviously. Much worse than I remembered. But it does have one nice little thing going for it, which is funnels and melee attacks. Very, very short sequence, but if you get something in your sights when you do it, it is gone. Probably going to beef up the beam shotgun first. Tell my ally to shoot that. So, as you can see, they go for it. You don't have a very long attack sequence, unfortunately. Oh, it is shooting 3 beams, I take it back. You can chain fire the beam shotgun, which is very, very nice. It's all behind me. Okay. Yeah, you can see the sub-projectiles moving to track a bit better. So I'll beef up the accuracy on that real quick. Where the hell did he go? I gotta get my targeting, or radar range boosted, because I need to be able to target enemies better. Yikes, that is not connecting. Oh, it's hitting him, but it's just hitting his shield because I'm at the wrong angle. Alright, B route. B route. The disadvantage of the Sazabi is you are a large target. You can be hit pretty easily. But you're fairly agile. I guess Dark Cheating just popped a nuke somewhere. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Ow. Ugh. This does not go well. Lots of targetable dummies. My ally can take care of that, I think. Ugh. Why my ally isn't popping a super yet. Please do it. There we go. Alright, so that could have gone better, but we also have a basically unupgraded machine, so it's acceptable. Or if not acceptable, then expected. So we're going to make some improvements. Note that for the beam shotgun, that is per projectile. And you shoot out like 6 or 7 total. It's pretty good. Actually, I think I'm going to take out of the funnels. And put into the beam shotgun. The alternative is I go whole hog into the mega particle cannon and one-shot things with that, which is an option. Is an option. So we're going to go for A route. There you go. See them converging pretty handily there. Mostly it's visually impressive. Except when it misses all the time. go. Yeah, I gotta get. My targeting up. Or my radar up, rather. That'll help. Ow. Should do it. No? They're wavered too. And we're going A route. Okay. Time, I think, was my problem there. Ah, there's the Quest Yagad Doga. Which I will show off, why not? First, I'm gonna just pump some stats into this puppy. That's most of where I need it to be. There we go. Leave my ally in that for now, and we will use the Quest variant, which actually appears to have worse funnels, or at least comparable funnels anyway. So this thing is a big beam Gatling gun, which seems not to hit as hard as the beam machine guns. But I think it fires faster, so it balances out, maybe. Whatever, we'll use it for one run for mission for the B route of this, and if we can't get better than a C, then so be it, we don't get better than a C. I believe her SP attack is lots of Shutan, which is very good. I could have sworn they gave you the Sazabi around now instead, but whatever. Does have the standard complement of missiles and the, who is this guy? Oh, he's way too far away. I'm not going to hit him with that. In fact, I'm already flying faster than my missiles are, so... And that beam shield as well, which appears to have better accuracy, because it's converging awfully quickly. Do want to slam the clop pretty hard. Don't want them to escape either. Ow, ow, ow. Let's get closer to that clop, shall we? And then tell our ally to make it end. Yikes. So we're taking a lot of hits here. We're taking way too long to get anything done. He's going to grade us harshly as a result. That might be it though. No, still more. So one of them escaped there, and that's bad. So we're just not gonna worry about that for now. I'm gonna head towards our B route. Do that one more go. So that's not ideal. Nice melee combo though. Okay, so that went very poorly. That went extraordinarily poorly. So we're not gonna worry about all that. And indeed, we're just gonna ignore that. I think we'll put all our energies into this thing, which should make it quite a bit better. Oh, shoot, I forgot to upgrade my funnels. Whatever. Too late now. So I'm going to switch back to the Sazabi. Set. That's not quite set. That's set. There we go. Leave it for that for now. At that for now. And I will back out. We'll deal with that later. Compared to the new, the Sazabi is not very, not exactly all that hot, unfortunately. The new puts it to shame. And it's all Char's fault, because he said it would be a clever, clever idea to give my enemy the means of defeating me, because that's what all good villains do, right, Amaro? And Emerald was like, shh, okay. Said the nut who thought it would be a brilliant idea to just chuck a giant rock at the Earth. But Emerald, I wanted you to stop me. Well, here I am. Oh, I wanted to pick quests instead, so you can make people really upset. I don't think it's going to give us the Alpha Aziero until post-game, but if it gives us that, we'll be using that. It's really nice. It's right there, so I retain some optimism. Some. Yeah, it's converging much more nicely now. You do have to be kind of a distance away for the regular shots to do that, but there we go. Now at least I'm flying in the right direction. So people don't like quests, and there are very good reasons for this. She's really obnoxious. Part of that can be attributed to being a cyber Newtype. That process does something to you. Something really unpleasant. Part of it is her just being naturally unlikable, which may be why she decided to join the homicidal megalomaniac on his quest to chuck a giant rock at Earth. I'm not saying his reasons were wrong. They were. Hey, wouldn't it be great to chuck a giant rock at Earth because it'll make everybody leave the Earth, with the express purpose of making those people leaving Earth somehow turn into Newtypes. Because that, and therefore making it so that people will all understand each other once more and not go to war over petty things like having a giant rock chucked at their planet. You know, the usual petty stuff. Char's plan was ill-advised, is my point. And at this point, also, he's starting to have real identity crisis issues. Oh, great. We have the enemy of mankind here. Let's remove him. Oh, you're going down. Maybe. Something about Daikerai? I don't know. I didn't hear all that. You tell him, Gune. Oh, he's still alive. We can't have that. Those are dummies. Oh, fine. Be that way. I think I got him. Don't cry for your dad now. He's a little busy. Only person more unlikable than Quest, of course, is Hathaway Noah. We know that he turns into a not-terrorist. Truth be told, I don't remember why he becomes Mufti. He just kind of does. He's just that kind of an individual. He seems the type, though, doesn't he? He does. He really, really does. I need to take points out of something. I'm tempted to do it out of my Fanarutachi. I can wait. Oh, right. I wanted to see the stats on our good friend Quest. She has a much higher SP stat, which I want, because that way she'll be casting more often. Okay, we are almost through this section. You did not get the Alpha Aziero. as I suspected we would not. Oh dear. Oh dear. Don't. See what you will. Melee sequence is very nice. Try it, dude. You have a shield. Oh, here we go. Oh dear. Oh dear. There we go, much better. What am I doing? The disadvantages is that this big belly beam is mounted on my belly, so it's harder to hit with. Okay, we do want to go for that clop. Tell my ally to super it if they can. It's not necessary now. So yeah, as you can see, enemies are fairly durable. They're also blocking a lot, which isn't helping. Okay, go for B. Shield blocked at least one of those. Okay. Okay. You also see that the enemy AI are managing to dodge shots now, so they don't really do all that often before. There we go. Now let's take care of those Nemos in the other direction. Nope, not the one I wanted to do. There we go. Let's get them off their base yabers, or jabbers, whatever the hell we call it. Okay. But wait, there's more. I'm gonna go for it. Go for the kills. After this should be a showdown with Amuro in some capacity. Okay, I'm gonna call it good. So yeah, this Azabi is very classy. It's just kind of, compared to the new, it's just not as good. In game, I should say. No, not funnels. That. Target that. Come on. Oh, shoot. If I can hit him with some of the melee attacks, we're okay. We're not okay. We're not okay. Please shoot that. There we go. Fight should be over with the... no. Oh, we got him. Barely. Okay, I'll take my A rank for now. I should get the Alpha A0 after this. So, a giant brick of glowing tea just flew out and away. Because we all got together in the end, just like Shar expected, and decided to deflect a giant rock using the power of space magic. So that is the Gundam Battle Universe campaign from the perspective of Axis Zeon. We got a lot of stuff there. It even gave us the BWS, even though we have no mechs that can use it. We're going to switch into the Alpha A0, which I don't think has a, what do you call it? I don't think it's got an eye field, which is a bit of a problem, as you can imagine. There. Let's make sure our funnels reload. Let's make sure that is large. Let's get our targeting range way up there. And yeah, it still requires a new type. I believe we do not have non-new type yet because we haven't done the AU grout for Zeta era, which is kind of a problem. Actually, I'm going to put her in the Alpha A0 as well because it is fun. Let's see, we've got that, which I think is the head-mounted Mega Particle Cannon. I believe that is the belly-mounted, and I believe that I may have these two flipped, and then those are the Saikamu arms, and then this has funnels. These are all very, very good. I do not, unfortunately, remember which one does what, other than the funnels. They're funnels. They do funnel things, obviously. I can actually beef those up quite a bit. Very nice. They are quite strong funnels as well. I like funnels, so we're going to do that. We are investing in the future, or the past, depending on your perspective. So now we're going to go the A route. I don't know what that gives us. I don't think it gives us anything other than Shar, actually, as a pilot. We already have Shar as a pilot. Why didn't I pick him? I don't know. I wasn't thinking ahead. So that is one of these. Those are not very good. Saikamu arms are a better. Mostly because they can target from damn near any angle they want. I can't tell if that's shooting 4 or 3 funnel. beams per shot. Doesn't matter too much. As you can see, its super is very, very desirable. But yeah, the Psychomu arms are very, very nice. I thought there was a way to detach them, but I don't remember how that's done. Counts as one shot, but it shoots out, I don't know, like 10, so beefing that up is probably a high priority. But you can't lead with... Oh, no, you can. I lied, you can lead. I'm gonna just have my funnels do work and blind fire. The Psychomo arms, though, I believe can shoot behind you, so they're free aim. Very nice in that regard. Yeah, take care of whatever that is. I don't know, it's dead now. I don't know what I was shooting at there, but it's not dead. Mobile armors, basically, in this game are just as good as people claim they are in the shows when they get, you know, right before they get completely obliterated. Okay, so A route. Gonna go after the Rock Island first. I don't want it to escape. This particular Mecha Particle Cannon is indeed a giant laser, which hits. They're not actually lasers, I lied about that, or I was erroneous in calling them that. They're actually very different. They are more like particle beams, as they are described anyway in, what do you call it, the Mobile Suit Gundam novelization, which they're basically particle beams, fired and kept contained and excited by Minovsky particles in some super sciencey way. They do what they do, is what I'm saying, and Minovsky particles ain't gotta explain shit. Okay, indeed. Let's end this threat of the new Gundam, which is now going to be proven to be very much for show. Shoot him a lot. Preferably more. We can't really block him. I think he's shooting down my funnels too, which is less than ideal. Ah, he's down. Either that or the Sazabi got whacked. I don't know. One of the two. There we go. I would like to get an Aaron. Where are you? Sure, there you are. As you can see, he's got very good stats. I think the HP 0 thing revives him from the dead. I'm not positive on that. As you can see, we have a lot of points now to work with, which is great. It is grand, it is spectacular. And they are not going to go as far as you'd think, because late game costs are high. Very high. Things are expensive. So yeah, I think that's per projectile, and it shoots many of them. This is also per projectile, and it shoots a couple of them, but it's nowhere near as accurate as it should be. So we got an S rank for that. That's nice. We're going to go B route now. What's the targeting? Radar range is fine on that. That should be okay. Do that again, and then I'm going to do some extra missions. Actually, I should be doing extra missions now to see if it'll let me get the DFF and then the double fin fennel new, and then the other stuff that you can get. I don't want to do that. I don't. Get these deployed. Get you deployed. That's 3 being shot at a time, which is not bad considering how strong they are. Some of those are behind a wall, I can tell. Because I'm not seeing things disappear off my minimap. Oh well. Get away from the corners. I'm gonna tell my ally to use a super on that. There we go. That's not what I wanted to target. Unfortunately, these things are not especially accurate. I could have sworn there was a way you could get them to disconnect, but I have not seen that. I know they do it for the super, but I thought there was a way you could do it natively. Okay. Turn the right way, there we go. Does this one transform? Maybe that's it. No, it doesn't. That's fine. Okay, now we have, I think, this big wide open area here. Yes. As you can see, my funnels have not caught up. Once they're caught up, I can go as fast as I want. They're going to do what they're going to do. Whoops, wrong way. I do have a melee attack, which lets me do that, which is cool. Part of the difficulty also is that I can fuse its performance with the one in Gundam vs. Gundam Next Plus, which you can play if you cheat. It's a game where the mobile armor bosses actually have movesets that are, in some cases, even more detailed than the actual playable units. And the mobile armor bosses are not ordinarily playable. They're not playable at all unless you do, in fact, cheat at the game, which I have done. And they are immensely satisfying to play. I should probably add. They are very satisfying. They're also totally broken, but, you know, it comes with the territory. Let's have our ally take care of that right there. That should be him dead. Are my funnels? Whoa, what was that? What is that? I don't know. Something just hiccuped. I think my line got joggled. And there's another couple enemies floating around. I do need to save up some energy for SP energy for taking out the new. He's going to be a problem. Okay, we're good. This should go a bit better. Please move, thank you. Tell my ally to use a super attack. I'm going to use a super attack. Tell my ally to use another super attack, and maybe this time actually hit him for once, thank you. Oh dear. We're going to guard. So he starts attacking me, I am in trouble. I'm gonna keep spamming funnels at him and pray. Come on. Something about Earth, something about this space. There we go. Problem solved. Operation Spacenoid Freedom has been achieved. And as you can see, we get basically nothing out of that whole deal. Now I have to do the sea route on this, which should be much easier now that I have a giant floating war crime at my disposal. Largely I'm doing this to prove that it can be done. Okay, so we want to go with this. We're going to beef up its accuracy. We're going to beef up its flight time. I do not care about ammo. It has too much as it is. I'm also going to beef up this thing, because it is delightful to have functioning and powerful. All right. That should about do it. Gonna take a little water real quick. That's not the one I wanted to do. That's the one. As you can see, they converge a lot better now. But I'm gonna go for the clop first. Looks like it might be shooting 4 and not 3 like I thought. There we go. Getting some one-shots out now. That's good. Tell my ally to shoot that. That should be that taken care of. Shield. It is shield again, but broke it. Pop my funnels at this dude. I do want to prevent them from escaping as well, which is the other tricky bit of business here. Okay, so it was B that we were having trouble with, so we're going B. This map is kind of tricky because you have the curvature of the colony to worry about, and it can be really difficult. Preserve ammo a smidge here. And SP mostly, not ammo. Because I do want to just take these guys out here. Oh, that's bad. Oh, run away. Run away. There we go. Yikes, that was scary. There we go. And we got our S rank. And that should do it. That should do it. Let me just double check, make sure I've got S ranks on everything. Looks like we do, except for the extra missions. Now, I don't think I can take the Alpha Aziaru with me. I cannot, but I can take the Sazabi and Queen Mansa and everything else that has come before. So I'm probably going to take... did I max out the Game Monk or not? I did not, so I'm going to take the Game Monk with me for some of these, because the Game Monk is like custom designed to deal with this stuff. I'm going to keep Char with me. Actually, I've got other good stuff. Don't I? Oh, the New Zealand is space only. Never mind. Haven't unlocked the space limiters yet. Clearly. I like big mechs and I cannot lie, so I'm going to give my custom pilot friend, there we go, the Big Zam. I'll be in the Game Alk again. One of my faves. All fun and games, of course, until we get the new double fin funnel, which we'll be using once we get it. Yeesh. As I mentioned before, these extra missions are usually pretty lengthy and often are designed to test you quite a bit. This, unfortunately, is not much of a test. You tell him, Makube. There we go. Easy. GG, no, RE. beef up here. Ooh, I've got all the usual suspects taken care of. Interesting. Ooh, another hiccup. There we go. This is fun. This part's relatively easy. It's just kind of a matter of make that guy no longer live. Also Char. I don't want to be down in here. I really don't. This is a bad spot to be. They have managed to kill my friend, which is bad. I think I'm okay. Yeah, we got an S rank. We don't care beyond that. We don't. We'll take Makuve. We'll take the Gyan. I don't remember what this mission is, and I don't care. Yes, I've got all my basic weapon stats boosted, except for, of course, you. Let's bolster you. Miller's report, so we have to deal with a bunch of 8th MS team stuff. But we get Absolus's Absalom out of it, so that's not what I wanted to do. Whatever. Boom. 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 I don't even need to be using charged attacks. Why am I doing it? Very good. We'll go for B route again. I don't remember what that gets us. It should refill our weapons ammo. Not that it matters, because we're going to be busy doing all kinds of unpleasantness. To these guys. We're not traitors, it's an extra mission. They make us do whatever. There we go, Absolus 3. Oof. That was well timed, because it was going to very much kill me. Oh yeah, Balkai. I'm gonna keep pushing, forging onwards. I think this is the one that gives us the S or XS or both. It occurs to me that I probably should be using the Queen Mansa because it is maxed out, and if the more I use it, the sooner I can max out its stats. Okay. Let's beef these up. Once I get the XS, I'll probably put my, yeah, there we go. I'll put my ally in that. So the S and XS Gundams are basically designed to combat, or have the performance necessary for a non-new type to really put in some work against an actual new type, because it's got an actual functioning artificial intelligence that is able to react very quickly indeed. The Alice system, which winds up forming a bit of a relationship bond, sort of, to the person piloting it, and winds up sort of saving his life, as I recall, when he really had no reason to live. Winds up knocking him unconscious constantly, though, because he's a meat body, and meat bodies can only do so much. On the other hand, it's also all beams all the time. Whereas I have significant resistance to such things. For obvious reasons. I have an eye field. Eye fields are great. I've been down this territory before, I know. Okay, now for the hard part. Okay, all I need is one good hit. Unfortunately, I've got a lot of beam technology myself, and this thing too has an eye field. But I also have a giant sword that is hitting him practically no matter where he goes, so we'll be fine. See? We're Gucci. He couldn't do a darn thing. And that's good. So we're going to give that to our ally, who can now keep up. Plus, it's basically pre-upgraded anyway. I'm going to keep moving until we get the double fin funnel. It's going to be a ways out, isn't it? Yeah, it is. There it is. Okay. Beef up that beam smart gun. And move onwards. Ever onwards. Soaring high nu. I don't know that you actually get the high nu from this. I don't think you do, because we didn't before. So I'm doing that so they go at a sort of oblique angle and tend to track a little better for some reason. Because when they curve, they seem to like to keep curving. Otherwise, they don't hit much. These have a lot of physical munitions, and we do want to be careful about that. There we go. Come on. There we go. We're good. That's the one I was afraid of. The rest, I can take or leave. Lots and lots of Rigazis. Unfortunately, there's not much they can do to us damage-wise because we do have eye fields, and most of their weapons are not physical in nature. This, on the other hand, could be a huge problem. Because he's speedy. And we are, in fact, going to use SP on this guy to hopefully conk him out. Oh, don't do that, dude. Oh dear. As you can see, my eye field just has taken some serious hits. And he's got that beam pyramid thing. There we go. Oh dear. Oh dear. Ooh. Took a while to take him down, but he's gone. There's my DFF. Precious, precious double fin funnel. Okay, we're gonna go back and do this one, because it's going to be easy. Should we max out our funnels? Not quite. That's our goal here, is to make our funnels as ridiculous as humanly possible. And in fact, on that point, there it is. I was in the wrong era. We're gonna get our friend Shar to pilot. And just bang this out real quick. Oops. This is fine. It won't actually do a darn thing against these guys, though, so... Excuse me. So, as you can see, just kind of blind firing. Since you shoot like 5 beams at once. It's more than that, it's like 6. Yeah, it's like 6. It's phenomenal. Like, you have other fancier, technically more impressive mechs, but this thing just blows them out of the water because it just is so good at what it does. Okay, and we went B route, so we're going A route. And we're going to be getting a whole bunch of bonus SP out of all this too, which is even better. You can watch them rotate. Their design really does not lend well to having any reaction mass at all with which to move, it occurs to me. Let alone generate a beam, though it's doing that, I think, through just, like, Minovsky shenanigans. And as soon as whatever it is appears, we're gonna slam it. with that. And it's gone. And our ally decided to join in late. And now we have the Absolus 1, I think. I think that's the 1, not the 2. I think you get the 2. Okay, what do we got here? Not what I want to do. This is the Z, whatever, Gundam portion. We're going to keep juicing this thing up. Keep giving it additional ammunition. Just max that thing out. Everything else comes second. Don't care about any of the rest. We will worry about downgrading it when we have too many points to allocate elsewhere. That's again not what I wanted to do. Now I have to wait till I've got enough to whatever. This at least it's not totally worthless for because they do shoot me with beam weapons. In fact, if I can maybe bait one of them. Baiting. There we go. You saw it kind of make a glowy purple thing. And I don't remember how it works in this one in terms of if it's got health or what that health is. The point is it works. The point also is that I'm going to do that, and it's going to take care of every problem within the nearest 100 zip codes. None of those are going to hit. There's when the trouble begins. And the trouble ends. Goodbye, war criminal. Slash terrorist, slash whatever he is. Alright, we got that C, which I think is Newtype only. So I can't give it to... Stop it. My friend. It is indeed Newtype only. I can give it to Char, which I'm doing. But I'd rather get this thing beefed up because it's kind of central to my continued domination of the Earth sphere by means of military force. Nope. Just shy. That's okay. I think this is the Penelope one. Yes, it is. Ah, boy. So against these things, it is fine to have this shield up, because it is going to keep them from hurting me. But when it comes time to do the dirty business of dealing with the Penelope, I do not want to have it up, because it has a lot of solid munitions. Because again, at this time period, they're starting to really deal with the fact that, you know, beams, as powerful as they are, do have a natural counter. in eye fields. We should probably do something about that. Also, you know, the power of reactors and whatnot has gotten strong enough so that they can start boating just boatloads of weapons. They don't care. Huh? Now I have no SP, which is a bit problematic, but we'll survive. Because I've got an ally who has SP, and is going to take care of all that. I like how it just targeted funnels. He did. S rank obtained. I think those are some of the F91 missions now. Possibly? There we go. So we're just juicing up these fin funnels so that they are maxed out, which is taking, incidentally, if you look in the upper right-hand corner, almost all the max total that we can have for stats. If push comes to shove, I'll just remove it from the reload and the ammo counter. Preferably keep the rest, but even if I can't, it's okay. They're strong enough. Yes, here we go, F91 stuff. Woo! That Jigen is just taking hits like a champ. Alright, I hope I have SP for a super attack against this thing, because it is going to cause me problems if I don't. I don't. My ally does, so we should be fine. Alright, so if it has time to engage Meepy mode, things are going to get real interesting. Okay, things just got interesting. So, we're going to just mash. So what's going on now is it's flying around, and all we can do is target the after images, which means we basically cannot hit it. I'm going to show that off. And it looks really cool. But both of us were shooting at it at once, so there was only so much it could do. Eventually things were bound to hit it, and if it hits, it gets staggered, and then... Good night, Gracie, as they say. Which isn't to say that the F91 is bad, it's very, very good. But it is not invincible. Now we have the La Frisia, which is problematic because we only have... Well, we have other weapons that aren't beams, but our primary means of actually hurting things is going to be via our beam weaponry. So we have to survive a bunch of nonsense first, and then we have the actual boss, which is not at all what I wanted to do there. It's okay. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. because a bazooka shot will take out these impostors. And if for some reason they happen to shoot at me, those weapons are decidedly not physical. So. It is fine. Ow! It's shooting bugs at me. This is not fine because I can never really see them. There we go. I'm saving my SP for the actual boss, not this nonsense. Now for the hard part, because this thing can hurt me. Enter Space Darth Vader. Exit Space Darth Vader. Dealing with problems. And I don't think that requires a new type, does it? I'll find out in a sec. If it does, well, I'll lambs the brakes. It does require a new type, and it also requires to be in the space. So we're just not going to worry about that. Any spare points we had. Get out, Spacenoid! Get off our planet. So this is a survival. Not what I wanted to do. Where we basically have to kill one or several of everything that can deploy on the ground in the game. That is, I think, Zeon stuff, that is. We don't have to fight the Fetties just yet. I believe we also have to fight Aces too, which is where things get a smidge complicated. And my main concern is that my ally is going to go real early. Look at she looks like he's doing. Okay, so it is not just Zeon stuff. I'm conflating. Boom. Boom. Ooh, that was close. My health I have to watch very closely. Because I only have the health that I have. Trying to keep my funnels around me so that I can just kind of fly up in the air and shoot them. And just kind of trades between them. Oh boy. Fetty and Zeon. I'm trying to remember if they separated by 1 year war, by era, 1 year war, etc. So far it's just 1 year war stuff. I think it may. It's been a while, because these are rather time-involved affairs, as you can likely see. My ally just died. Nope, he's still kicking, just took some hits. There's a GM head Gundam. There's an ex-GM head Gundam. Oh dear. That's bad. That's bad. Please kill it. Oh dear. Unfortunately, stuff's gonna have beam weapons pretty frequently now, so it's not a total waste. But things get a bit trickier. Because if you don't kill some of these things quick, you will contentedly use super attacks and the like, and they will kill you. Did I get them all? I sure did. Okay, looks like we are going through different eras. It's just ground-based stuff. There is a space equivalent, which is a bit trickier. There's also password missions that you unlock using passwords. I do not have those input yet because that is a painful, arduous process. Is my ally dead yet? I can't see. Oh, he is moving. I'm going to tell him to shoot that. There we go. So, dealing with Zeta era stuff. Usually you can bang these out in about 10 minutes, depending. But sometimes you can't. Sometimes it takes a while. Because there are a lot of units, and some of the later ones can in fact be very hazardous to your health. Is the GD the... Amaro? Yes, it's the Amaro Zeta. Very good. With pink and white, or white and pink rather. Or white and magenta, whatever. It's got a unicorn. I don't know why he chose that as his iconography, but he did. I don't hold it against him. He's allowed. Got another Nemo for some reason. Got the Super Gundam. I'm doing this all by reading the mini-map at this point. It is faster and easier. Ooh, shoot. Do not want to get hit by that if we possibly can avoid it. And we are just gonna blast that out. Don't think we killed it. And these do have eye fields. Those are very bad. Unfortunately, they're also big and slow, and we do have physical munitions as well, which we'll put in work. Now we start getting double Zeta era units, which I'm killing faster than they can spawn in many cases, or as fast as they can spawn anyway. Cathol is rather durable, so it makes sense that it's still alive. There we go. Practical upshot of doing this is that once you have the feature to capture units unlocked, this is a great source for all of them. And the other practical upshot is that you gain a mountain. of tune points for this. You get a lot of tune points. Although it takes quite some time. Looks like we're going to be a bit longer than 15 minutes. 10 minutes, rather. So we're still only in Double Zeta era. Very much not what I wanted to do, but we've done it. I can fix it with these things. I have quite a lot of beam weaponry, so it's not a total issue. It's just not ideal. Alright, we're taking care of those the hard way. Or the easy way, rather. Okay, Monk. Ow, ow, ow. Now we have the She and Penelope, which are the danger. And they've killed my ally, which... Oh, no, they haven't. Nope, we're going to have him shoot at them a lot. Even if you lose, which, God, you better hope you don't. Again, telling my ally, please, please shoot at this guy. I have to let my funnels get in position before I mash them out. There we go. That could have gone better. Could have gone a lot worse. Long scrolling list. And we got the Mark V out of that, which is cool. The Mark V is neat. And now we have the space equivalent where we fight spacebound stuff. Oh, good, we were able to max that out. Very nice. And on that, I'm going to beef up our resistances and health, which should help immensely. Actually, what I can do is I can remove stats from my funnels. And as you can see, I now have a lot of points free. Enough, in fact, to max out all my base stats. And then put a bunch into, oh, say my beam rifle. And... my bazookas. And a few other things, which I won't be doing. Actually, put points into these right here. And why not? Let's beef up our melee a little. We don't plan on ever using it, but who knows? And you will see a bit of a performance dip. Not in terms of physical performance, but in terms of the mech's funnel performance. They're not going to be as good. They are going to have fewer shots to work with. We do have to shoot things like balls and other stuff. But we also now have better actual mech performance. And we are going to blind fire a lot, because we can. nope, 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 nope. Ah, whatever. We're fighting stuff that has beam weapons, it's fine. I think they got stuck on a crater or something. Also noticed that the beam rifle can shoot like 5 or 6 shots in sequence. Oh, or 5, yeah. Pew, 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 pew. Like so. See my funnels. Where are they? Ah, they've returned to my body. I don't remember who's in the RG. I'm sure they're significant. They're probably from a side story or from a... because I don't think it's the Ramba Rao. Pretty confident that it isn't. Now, one of the other disadvantages of your allies is that they do not tend to, when you tell them to use an SP attack, they just attack one enemy a lot of the time. Just the one that you've targeted and told, hey, can you kill that one specific thing? So sometimes you have to be very careful about prioritizing targets like that right there. I want that gone. But I can deal with the Gelgook. Gelgook's no problem. Yeah, you can see the enemies, the AI shooting. You'll also notice I haven't landed in forever because I've got thrusters out to here with a lot of performance as well. Or a lot of actual thrust. We're going to tell our ally to shoot that. There we go. As it gets booted across the arena. I love that. I like to have some SP spare. Prototype Gundam and the full armor. Not to be confused with the FAG from Thunderbolt, which is different. A, because it's from Thunderbolt, which is, I reiterate, not canon per se. I mean, it's canon within its own little sub-universe. But, oh, we took care of that business. So I'm gonna do this, which should take care of both of those, no problem. It did. Those are tricky. I'm going to have him kill the G3 before it uses its super, which will one-shot either of us pretty handily. That's the magnetic coating Gundam. I don't know. Oh, the last shooting Gundam, which is also fairly dangerous. I'm going to tell my ally to take that down. Because if it uses last shooting, we're in trouble. Because that fires a bunch of shots straight up into the air, which home down straight on your head. It's really cool, and I kind of hope we get it. You'll also notice this is taking a while, because there are a few more in the space segment, if I recall. And I think there's some overlap, too. Okay, we don't want that firing a nuke. We have prevented it from doing so, which is very good. I'm taking that thing down. Oh no. Okay, we're good. More balls. I I forget the difference between the ball and the ball C. I just don't remember. Tell my ally to kill that while I get busy on the Valvaro. Very good. Now we have D-assists. So right now I don't see any funnels flying around me, so I have to wait a little. There we go. There's the Gabflea and the Hammurabi. There are some other missions after. Oh dear. That's not ideal. So that was one super and it just drained the hell out of me. Hammurabi, it's a little dangerous. He's got invulnerability going on, that's why. I see. And now he's no longer invulnerable. As you can see, we are fighting some overlap here. Ooh, shoot. Did not see what time it was, so I've got to hurry this on up. We are most of the way done, though. Double Zeta era. We still have the entire Char's counterattack roster to go through, but that will come. Tell my ally to put in some work. That's not good. There we go. Now I think we've got the regular Cubally to deal with. Yes, we do. Telling my ally to shoot that. That's good. Took care of the real threat there. I do still have to deal with all the really fancy stuff from this era, like the Sazabi, the Alpha Azieru, which I'm going to take care of right now. Now we have the news. Oh boy. I'm going to tell him to use a super on that. Actually, I want to take care of the double fin funnel first. There we go. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Dying here would be pretty unfortunate. Let me take care of the F91. It's not dying. And now it's used Meepy, which is less than ideal. Please end it. There we go. Something will hit. There we go. That went pretty well. Getting a double S rank on either of those survival missions is incredibly hard. But we've gotten the Fazes, which is a big boy. And I think that pretty much does it, aside from the password missions, which are all exercises in insanity. They're all ridiculously hard. I also have all the extra stuff I'll get from doing the AUG route for Zeta era, but most of that you've already seen in one form or another. They have the different Rick Diases, I believe, and that's really all the new stuff they get. Oh, and the Methus, which you already saw for Double Zeta era. So yeah, that will about do it for Gundam Battle Universe. I haven't shown all the extra, like once I get S ranks on all the Zeta era stuff, that'll unlock pretty much everything in terms of lack of limiters, and I may devote a stream to that. But the next several streams are all going to be Mech Warrior 5, since that comes out tomorrow morning. I may do a stream commemorating it at the time. We'll see. Schedule permitting. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching Gundam Battle Universe. I love it. I think it's a lot of fun. I'm going to save real quick so that I make sure that it is saved. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, and have a great week. Bye.